Alright, so Netflix isn't doing what I want it to do right now, and I don't know why. It's really annoying. I just want to watch American Horror Story, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that today. It's still 4/12/2017, and since I have nothing to do, I'm going to explain dissociative identity disorder. So, this is blog number 3. Dissociative identity disorder, or DID for short, is a dissociative disorder that is caused by trauma from early childhood abuse, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 area. But usually it's the 5 to 7 time period is when that it can affect it. Like that's probably like the latest that you could develop dissociative identity disorder. Anyways, it's commonly referred to as multiple personality disorder, but that's not what it is. It's not a personality disorder. It's a dissociative disorder. Now, dissociation and dissociative disorders are kind of an umbrella of the same general symptoms, and dissociative identity disorder is just one of the more severe forms and manifestations of dissociative disorders. Dissociation, I'm saying this word a lot. Dissociation is a coping mechanism used by children and generally everyone for getting out of situations that they don't really want to deal with, or just kind of to do it with or without your knowledge. Basically, in layman's terms, it's spacing out, but way more than actually spacing out. Because, you've got like spacing out, and then you've got like for probably anywhere from like 30 minutes to 4 or 5 hours dissociating. So there are several different forms of dissociation and things that come along with it. I kind of worded that badly. Not really forms, but just ways of dissociation and symptoms that are part of dissociative disorders. One is dissociation. I don't mean like regular spacing out. I mean like extended all the time, just almost nonstop, so much that you barely even notice that you're doing it anymore. But you do realize I probably shouldn't space out so much. I'm sorry. The air just came on. I hope you can still hear me. The other one is derealization, which I don't know if I'm explaining this correctly, but it's like where everything around you isn't real. And I don't mean like it's like a figment of your imagination, like a hallucination, but I mean like your concept of what things are perceived as real and realistic is just out the window. Like it doesn't, not even there anymore. Usually when people are experiencing derealization, or at least when I experience it, I'm like, I need to touch everything because this has texture. What is texture? And this is a color. And like, look at this flag on the wall. That is so cool. I can't believe that it totally exists. Like, do I even exist? Like, am I sure this is existing? Because I don't know. I'm touching it, but I don't know. That's a little bit of an excited way. I mean, the other times it can be very alarming because, you have the sneaking feeling of nothing is real and I'm not real and existing is futile, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, leads into a spiral of depression and things. The core symptoms of dissociative identity disorder and the diagnostic criteria are dissociative amnesia, which is amnesia that is caused by dissociation or by other alters fronting. And it's not not caused by alcohol consumption, drug abuse, or anything like that. It's strictly just amnesia caused by dissociation and other alters fronting. The other criteria is that there are alters, which is the existence of two or more conscious forms of identity, which, in short, we just call them alters, because it's a lot easier, and it's a lot easier than saying personality. But these alters, or alternate consciousness, are entirely fabricated from sections of the core's brain. Not like their brain, but like their mind and their personality. In a sense, trauma causes the psyche and the core personality, which has not completely formed yet, to never be completely formed. And so, instead of molding itself into this bright, beautiful young lady, it turns into 6 or 7 or 72 bright, beautiful things. Because some of them are people, some of them are things, some of them are not even human, some of them are guys and girls, or whatever. You know what I mean. The third one is amnesia that does not like extended personal history amnesia. So, like, for instance, for us, not me, obviously, and not some other of the alters, but for Kristen, it's like this past last year, February, is like the last time that she existed. And then everything before that, she didn't exist, except for a very short time in between then when she was being stalked by this asshole named Steve. Regardless, she has an extensive lack of a personal history. Now, you can also say that our host, because we have like two separate, we have the core and then we have the host. They're actually more like this rather than that. But anyways, the core is Kristen. She's a person who has the name that goes with the body, but she's very confused about that, and we'll get to that eventually. And then our host is Destiny. Destiny came around 9th grade, and there's a fun story for that one, but we'll get to that again eventually. But Destiny also has an extensive lack of history from when she started existing forward, until Fear did his shit, which, again, we'll get to that eventually. Anyways, so dissociative identity disorder is a dissociative disorder caused by traumatic abuse to young, small children who are trying to develop their personality. And more or less, this abuse severs their ability to create a cohesive identity with their experiences. And instead, those memories and experiences are compartmentalized, which is basically your brain going, no, we're not going to do that today, so we're just going to put this in a little file box and throw it out over there. Your brain does that a lot. And in a sense, this is at least how I perceive it, those little compartmentalized memories are severed off and put in a little black hole where they can develop into their own physical person. Like person, but like an identity that is forged from that memory. And that person, alter, only fronts when they are triggered. So, say I dropped my ice cream and I'm really upset about it and I don't want to deal with it anymore, so I make another me, and the other me is upset that I dropped my ice cream, but they can deal with it and they can pick it up. So now, every time that I drop my ice cream, that me comes and picks up my ice cream for me. And then I come back and I'm like, hey, I got ice cream again, even if it's got dirt and shit in it. So that's basically how alters are formed in a very layman term. It's just, I'm bad at explaining things. I'm doing my best right now. And the whole concept of dissociative identity disorder is to protect what was a very small, vulnerable child from whatever abuse that was going on. And abuse can be anything that totally turns your world upside down, and trauma can range from neglect to physical and sexual abuse. Like there's not really my trauma is worse than yours, or I shouldn't feel bad, or I shouldn't feel upset that my trauma is bad because other people had it worse. Like your limit is your limit, and that is totally okay. It's okay that this is your trauma on your level, and this is somebody else's trauma on their level. Like I deal with this shit all the time because my mom, she's gone through some shit, a lot of shit, mostly from her grandpa, and she is okay, or at least she pretends to be. I know for a fact that she's not, because she's got some crazy anger management issues and lots of other things that go on with her that really like made me 110% question her ability to be a mother. But you know what? You don't really have a choice in that. Once you commit, you commit. Anyway, so her level of dealing with trauma is up here, while ours is like down there. So when we talk about trauma, she's like, you guys don't even have room to talk. And we're like, lady, you held a gun to our head, so just shut the fuck up, please. Like, I understand that you're fucked up, but, you kind of also contributed to our being fucked up, too. So you ain't got no goddamn room to talk. Anyway, sorry, that was totally triggering. I did not mean to get all, like, yeah, we've got some emotions toward our mother. I'm not going to say her name or anything like that, because that's just wrong. And we don't want to get into trouble, so that's also why we don't mention Kristen's last name. Anyways, so trauma is different for everyone. I mean, you can develop dissociative identity disorder for being neglected or emotionally abused, and you can also develop it for being sexually abused and physically abused. Like your limit is your limit, and once you reach your limit and you break, you break, and that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's okay that you it's okay in the sense that you don't have to feel bad that your trauma may or may not be less than anybody else's, because it's your trauma. It's not anyone else's. So, aside from that wonderful attempt at being positive, I've explained dissociative identity disorder. I think that'll be it for now. I might make something else. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for now. So we'll talk, probably the next one we'll talk about Kristen and what she's like. If she ever decides that she's going to front, she's not been around lately. I think she's upset or something. I'm not going to mess with her. She can come back whenever she wants, let her deal with her shit. I'm okay with existing too. So probably the next video we'll talk about her, being the core, and just whole shenanigans about that, because it is an interesting story for me, at least, because it was not expected at all. So that's it. We'll see you later. Hope you enjoy this video. Yeah.